Tēnā koutou katoa, ko Taylor toku ingoa. Aroa ahau, ara ana ahau ki ngā tipu. My name is Taylor Davies Colley, and I love plants. I love all things in nature really, but something about the good word of botany really gets me going. So much so that I decided to dedicate 2 years of my life to the study of botany. Now, the plant I work with is luckily the coolest plant in the world, really handy, right? It may well be the coolest thing in the world, maybe the coolest thing in the universe. But the problem is where this plant likes to live. And to really illustrate that issue, I'm going to do a dramatic retelling of a conversation I often have with Northland farmers. This is me. G'day. Now I do warn you, I tend to put on this more farmy type attitude when I'm talking to them to hopefully gain their trust. So back to me. Do you mind if I check out your wetlands to see if I can find any rare plants? Now to them. Yeah, nah mate, that'll be alright. I'm not sure what you're going to find up in the swamp though. And that's the issue, is my plant does live in wetlands, but some people call these swamps, and I have an issue with that word. It's not like so bad that I'm going to go around calling people I'm not happy with a swamp, you filthy swamp, but it's bad enough that it really degrades these awesome places that are unfortunately given this name. I mean, wetlands is synonymous with conservation worldwide. Swamps aren't. We have wetland reserves, wetland boardwalks, wetland planting days. We dig up swamps, we drain them, we dig Colley out of them. We have disregard for all the amazing species that live in it. If you don't believe that the name of a place determines what we think of it, here's another example. So we have some of the most amazing forests in the world in New Zealand. There are a lot of aspects of it that could mean you could call it a rainforest. Now you can't tell me that calling our New Zealand forest a rainforest doesn't get you slightly more excited than the classic New Zealand colloquium. Just a bit of bush. You know? And the way we talk about everything in our life changes the way we think about it. You wouldn't take your date to a pub, right? So what's the difference between a bar and a pub? Well, I looked it up. So a bar is a place where you buy drinks to have on the premises. A pub is a place where locals come to socialise, eat and drink. So by that logic, this kitchen and bar we're socialising, eating and drinking tonight is just really a well-worded pub. The problem is not that conservation scientists are using this word swamp. It's that the most important people of all, the people who make the most difference, the landowners, they're using this word. And maybe it's not the word's fault. Maybe it's that the alternative is no better. I mean, wetland is a pretty boring word. What does it describe? Land that's wet. I mean, to be fair, the land in these places is very, very soggy. But it's so much more than just soggy ground. I mean, these are hugely important homes for our amazing native birds. We have specialised native mudfish which are designed to live their whole lives in the stagnant waters of these places. And oh, the plants. Oh, woo. Oh, the plants. There's some of the most amazing plants in the world. If you like flowers, there's beautiful blue sun orchids, amazing pink spiral orchids. And of course, best of all, the carnivorous flora of New Zealand. These are plants that eat bugs and anything else small enough to get trapped in them. We have 7 species of Drosera. These are the sundews. They have sticky flypaper-like leaves that stuck anything that sticks onto them, and they tentacle up and eat it. Oh, and of course there's my plant, the other type of carnivorous plant in New Zealand. Remember when I said it was probably the coolest thing in the universe? And everyone's sitting there like, Taylor, please, have you seen that picture of that dog wearing sunglasses in the sidecar of a motorcycle? Like, fair enough, but let me explain. So my plant is a bladderwort. It uses these tiny vacuum bladder traps to catch its prey. So what it does is it sucks water out of these traps, and that creates elastic potential energy. Then, these trapdoor hairs on the front, if something touches them, BAM! In just 8 milliseconds, far too fast for us to observe or comprehend with our own eyes. Only fast enough to be observed with a high-speed camera. The animal is sucked in and the trapdoor closes. This is so fast, it's the equivalent of a human going from 0 to 14,000 kilometers per hour in just 8 milliseconds, exposing prey to acceleration of 2,500 G. But unfortunately, this plant's critically endangered. Over 90% of our wetlands are lost. If we want to save this plant, we have to save its home. And if we want to save its home, we've got to have more respect for it. Swamp just won't do. Maybe we need a new word. Or maybe we need to go back to one of the old words. One of the te reo names for swamps is kukuwai. And that would be a fantastic alternative. So hopefully now you will never use the S word again. And hopefully now you have a better understanding and a better respect for places with quite soggy ground. But regardless, I'll leave you with this thought. Maybe Shrek would have had better luck getting the fairy tale creatures out of there if he had instead said, "Get out of my wetland." Thank you.